Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. CPD involved in shooting inside assisted living facility. Investigation underway. As of 5 a.m., the scene remained active, with multiple police cars flashing lights, ambulances, and one large Chicago Police Department detective van parked out front. Editor's note: Chicago police have released more details about the shooting, and our updated story can be found here. Our original story continues below. An investigation was underway with a large police presence in the Grand Crossing neighborhood after a shooting involving police took place overnight inside an assisted living facility. The shooting took place just before 3 a.m. inside the Grand Regency of Jackson Park, located at 1448 East 75th, police said. According to its website, the Grand Regency is a supported living facility for adults with physical disabilities between the ages of 22 and 64 who need assistance maintaining their independence. As of 5 a.m., the scene remained active, with multiple police cars flashing lights, ambulances, and one large Chicago Police Department detective van parked out front. Officers and detectives could be seen going in and out of the building. Early Monday morning, Chicago police said no officers were hurt in the shooting, and they were reviewing body camera footage from the incident. Police told NBC Chicago it would be several hours before more information is released. The Chicago Office of Police Accountability, known as COPA, was also on the scene investigating. COPA responds anytime a Chicago police officer fires their weapon. No further details surrounding the circumstances of the shooting were provided. This is a developing news story that will be updated. The sun had barely crested the horizon when chaos shattered the usual calm of Silver Pines Assisted Living Facility. Tucked behind a grove of aging cottonwoods on Chicago's South Side, the facility had always been known for bingo nights, soft-serve ice cream socials, and the quiet shuffle of walkers. But today, the sleepy hallways echoed with the unthinkable: gunfire. By 6:45 a.m., Chicago Police Department officers had converged on the scene, responding to multiple 911 calls reporting shots fired from inside the West Residential Wing. Within minutes, the building was placed on lockdown. A flurry of blue lights, yellow tape, and urgent radios swirled outside the normally tranquil property. Inside, CPD Sergeant Danny Morales led the first tactical team through the automatic glass doors. A 14-year veteran of the force and no stranger to tense standoffs, Morales wasn't prepared for the strange collision of danger and doilies. Pink slippers were scattered in the hallway. A wheelchair was overturned near the atrium. The unmistakable scent of lavender air freshener hung in the air, incongruously peaceful. Second floor, room 214, came the voice through Morales's radio. Possible shooter barricaded inside. It was a situation made even more delicate by the residents, many of whom were confused, frightened, or suffering from dementia. Officers were seen calmly escorting residents to safe zones within the cafeteria and craft room, turning storage closets into makeshift command posts. Witnesses had reported a man with a gun, a phrase that sent chills through every first responder's spine. But what complicated matters even further was that the possible suspect was reportedly in his 80s. At 7:08 a.m., CPD confirmed that one person had been injured. A nurse named Alexa Burnham, 32, who had been administering warning medications when she was struck in the arm. Her injury was non-life-threatening, and she was able to provide a partial statement from her hospital bed before undergoing surgery. According to her, she heard arguing from room 214, followed by a sudden shot that shattered a mirror, and then a second that struck her as she turned to flee. The room in question belonged to Walter Wally McKnight, an 84-year-old Korean War veteran known to staff for his sharp wit and occasional mood swings. Residents often referred to him as Cap'n Wally. He wore his Navy hat everywhere and spoke fondly of his days at sea, though recently he had seemed increasingly agitated. By 7:42 a.m., CPD's crisis intervention team had taken over communications. A negotiator, Detective Mason Collier, used a gentle tone as he spoke through the door, trying to establish a dialogue with Wally. "Mr. McKnight, this is Detective Collier. No one else needs to get hurt. Let's talk." A muffled voice replied, I told them not to touch my things." Inside the room, officers later discovered a rusted Colt .38 tucked inside Wally's dresser drawer. It hadn't been registered, and preliminary checks suggested it may have been a war relic, smuggled home decades ago and hidden in plain sight. After a tense standoff that lasted nearly 2 hours, Wally emerged on his own, cane in one hand and the unloaded pistol in the other. Officers apprehended him without incident. He appeared confused, repeatedly asking where his late wife was and why the enemy was wearing scrubs. The facility's administration released a brief statement. "We are deeply saddened by the events that occurred this morning. Silver Pines is committed to the safety and well-being of our residents and staff. We are cooperating fully with the Chicago Police Department." As news spread, family members gathered at the scene, desperate for information. Many hugged loved ones, some cried, and others demanded answers about how a firearm could go undetected for so long inside an elder care facility. Back at CPD headquarters, Chief Elena Vasquez held a press conference. "We're treating this as an active investigation," she said firmly. "There are multiple layers to this case: firearm possession, mental health, and procedural oversight by facility staff. While we are grateful that no lives were lost, this is a stark reminder of the challenges our officers face, even in the least likely environments. Investigators are now piecing together the timeline. Surveillance footage is being reviewed. Staff interviews are ongoing. CPD's forensic unit has confirmed that only 2 shots were fired, both from Wally's revolver. One hit the mirror. The other grazed Nurse Burnham. Social workers and trauma counselors have been dispatched to support staff and residents alike. "Many of our residents are fragile," said Mary Ann Dooley, the head of activities at Silver Pines. "They don't always understand what's happening. Some think it was a drill. Others think it was the start of another war." As the investigation unfolds, CPD is also asking the public for patience. Questions linger. How did Wally acquire the gun? Was there a lapse in routine searches or background checks? And what mental health safeguards, if any, had been in place? Meanwhile, Wally remains in police custody, but has been transferred to a psychiatric evaluation unit at a nearby medical facility. The Department of Aging is also stepping in to review policies at elder care homes citywide. "This wasn't a classic crime scene," said Sergeant Morales, shaking her head outside the facility. "This was a cry for help. From whom? That's what we're trying to figure out." In a city already grappling with issues of gun violence, today's events feel uniquely tragic and unsettlingly intimate. For now, the halls of Silver Pines are quiet again. But the echo of those 2 gunshots lingers like a phantom in the wallpaper, a reminder that even the safest places are not immune to the storms of the mind. Would you like a follow-up story about the investigation or the community response?